Hello there, welcome to the Web News with our pick of the stories making the online headlines. Coming up on today's show, online reactions to Morocco's disqualification from AFCON 2015. Starbucks' new dress code brews up controversy in the US. And an unforgettable birthday surprise. After making several requests to postpone the tournament because of the widening Ebola epidemic, Morocco has been stripped from hosting the 2015 Africa Cup of Nations, due to kick off on January 17th next year, and also flung out of the competition. The Confederation of African Football, CAF, made the announcement Tuesday, November 11th, and the decision has sparked a lively commentary on social media. Moroccan web users are not happy. They're saying officials asked for the competition to be pushed back because it represents a health threat. These netizens say Morocco was being wary and wise, whereas the Confederation of African Football is only concerned by what AFCON represents financially, without a care for the potential risk of the virus spreading, as supporters coming to Morocco from West Africa could bring the deadly virus with them. And a lot of citizens from across Africa would agree. The people who posted these messages to Twitter share their solidarity with the people of Morocco. Tweets that say they understand the fears voiced by the Moroccan authorities, and that asking to postpone the tournament was in no way a ridiculous request. But although a lot of web users have criticised CAF's decision, some have spoken out against the Moroccan politicians tasked with organising the Africa Cup of Nations, and the sports minister Mohamed Ouzine in particular. This Facebook group already has some 14,000 members who all agree Morocco didn't do enough to hold on to the hosting duties, and now, ousted from AFCON, is paying a heavy price. No diamond engagement rings, no nail varnish or open-toed shoes. These are just some of the new rules implemented for Starbucks employees in the US at the end of October. And some clients are pretty steamed up about the coffee chain's somewhat strict new dress code. Many have posted to Twitter voicing their disapproval of the new policy. Social networks have been using the Boycott Starbucks hashtag to share their comments, and are particularly focused on the ban on rings, wondering how a piece of jewellery that has no contact with a food or drink could pose a hygiene problem. Starbucks has responded to the criticism via the microblogging site, saying the new dress code and guidelines are based on and comply with the food code issued by the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, a federal agency of the US Department of Health and Human Services. Other web users who work in the food industry back up the statement, saying they too are obliged to comply with these rules that Starbucks has ignored up until now. So there's little hope this social network campaign will prompt any changes to the new Starbucks policy. But a Starbucks employee, on the other hand, started an online petition a few months ago demanding the right to display her tattooed forearms. Her petition drew over 25,000 signatures and proved highly successful, as the coffee chain's new guidelines now allow tattoos. Interstellar, the new feature film from Christopher Nolan, was released in movie theatres early November and has been reviewed by famous astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson via a series of Twitter posts. The American scientist has commented on the scientific accuracy of the space adventure and hasn't found a lot to quarrel with. His critique is mostly positive, as illustrated in this tweet, which hails this movie's depiction of Einstein's relativity of time as the best ever shown. This infographic, put together by British site Superfy, looks at the top 10 best-selling musical artists of all time. So with over 257 million certified sales globally, the Beatles are in top position, followed by Elvis Presley with around 207 million albums bought worldwide, and Michael Jackson comes in third with just under 170 million records sold. What old portraits in art museums around the world started taking selfies. Danish designer and artist Olivia Moos decided to explore this very notion after visiting Copenhagen's National Gallery. Her modern interpretations are proving so popular on social networks, she's now asking web users the world over to send in their own creations. And you can take a look at them on the Museum of Selfies Tumblr blog. Mario Gaza came up with a pretty original way of celebrating his girlfriend Sarah's birthday. Having just moved to Portland, they didn't know a lot of people. So he put together this video, which sees him going around the streets of the US city, getting strangers to wish her a happy birthday. Scores of passers-by obliged, and you can watch the video in its entirety on YouTube.
Happy birthday!